vanilla dungeon grinding just may end up being the play.
Of course
We'll
not.
see.
What the fuck is
Next
it?
thing on the list here, server sizes
Wait.
and faction balance. Now, I've done
Wait, did he say like what's gonna happen? Are we gonna of course no. What is this? That is kind of like a weird question. Did he say are we gonna have a full XP bar when it won't? Is he trolling? Alright.
a whole video on faction balance too going into TBC.
No offense, though.
Changes would probably
Dude, look at
make
how
the game
beautiful is
better,
this, though.
especially from a PvP.
No, the TBC zone are so poggers. Just the color, the you know what I mean? It looks so good. Hellfire looks good. Zangra March looks good. Like every single zone are cool. Yeah, flying is bad though. Like, what's the point of flying? How cool it will be without flying. Did TBC, did any expansion really needed flying? Not really. It's like there's no point. They just try to make like a hype, like, oh yo, you will see like flying mount. Oh, how cool is this? You know what I mean? But
PvP perspective.
okay, guys. But I know there's Terracar was I like Terracar was pretty a really good really good place for PvP. Guys, is flying mount poggers? Yes or no? But for some people it's poggers. For me it's not poggers.
As to whether we get any, quite doubtful, but hey, we'll see. The point here is that on the majority of servers, that there is quite a slant towards a certain faction, and for many servers, the Horde are going to be getting many new players with their.
You see, fair enough. I don't think that is true, bro. I don't think it's 50-50. I don't think so, man. I feel like there's no alliance at all, man. Where's Stalag, bro? Stalag is the worst. Did they delete Stalag, bro? Where's that? Yo, look at Payo. Like, what the fuck is it? Where's Stalag? It's not even there.
When you do the
Overall
Lil
competitive.
OFC, don't use all your cooldowns. If you do, it's okay.
Racials,
Use
as
prep
well as
then
blood
bam.
elves and paladins,
Poggers
because
in the
people care
hole.
about performance and doing well, which is normal enough, I think. However, this is not making faction balance, which
No, just
is
you
already
also.
not really in a good place.
But yo, you should move. Isn't it like free even? Like they put you can Stalag you can transfer for free, no?
Even better. In fact, it'll be in a worse one. Except this will be more of a problem come TBC than it currently is in vanilla. Even if
Yo, I'm not a cheater, bro. Shmoopy, are you okay, guys? The only reason why I'm doing this is the fact that, bro, whenever I try to level on Gannis, I'm always getting stream snipe. Trust me, I'm a cheater, bro. I level my rogue without boost, obviously, and I level my hunter without boost as well. It's just like at some point, I want to be level 60. I'm always getting ganked versus by level 60. I cannot like do anything, bro. So as a streamer, it's really fucking annoying. So am I cheating right now? No, but is it lame? Kind of. But bro, trust me, if I wouldn't be a streamer, I will level by myself. I wouldn't get stream snipe. It's gonna be a shit show, bro. How many layer you will see? Is TBC is gonna be good? Yes, it will. It will, but it is the start, man. I think we're gonna see like over like 10 layering, like even more, maybe more than 10. So I feel like the leveling is gonna be like 1 cut US.
with flying will compete with leveling
Merci, bon
players
appétit,
with
merci,
urban
man.
mining in every single zone of TBC. This is the second big change. With less zones, there is just
Yeah.
more in every zone.
Yeah, I see someone Payo. It will be raw at start, but it will be for sure. I think the start will be Monka S. But after that, it's gonna be fun. Are we spamming dungeon chat? Nah, I don't think I will. I think it's the most boring stuff to do. We're gonna do dungeon whenever we have quests, though. So we're gonna do all the dungeon, that's for sure. But one time, that's it. That's all.
To make up for it. So whichever zone you are in, there are incentives for players who are level capped to be there, who will be after those same items that you are, not just the gathering items like fell weed from herbalism or fell iron ore from mining, which are used for many items in blacksmithing and engineering, which will of course be in immense demand for a long time even after launch, given how many players will be leveling new professions. And one more thing about professions actually, they are even more important in TBC than they are in Classic. Just for some examples, your best two-handed weapons for certain classes come from blacksmithing, and many people will be power leveling alchemy to be making primal might as soon as possible, which itself is used in all kinds of endgame profession items. On top of this, there are the 3 towers as a world PvP objective, which when all of them are held by one faction, that faction will get a 5% damage boost in
I
the
don't do
zone,
that, though.
as well as the dungeons there. And there are also quests related to taking these as well, which I bet
I feel like the PvP that they try to make is not really fun though. Sadly, like, you know, that type of thing, or the thing in Zangra March is kind of weird. The thing in Nagra is more fun, but still, I don't like those type of things. You guys feel me? What are you eating? Rules. I'm not sure about the white stuff, but it's poggers in there. Dude, I'm red, huh? I hate carrot, man.
are going to be a real struggle for one faction on certain servers, and there's also world PvP objectives in Nagrand 2 at Halar. Anyways, just in Hellfire Peninsula alone, there are 3 dungeons, including heroic dungeons, those being Hellfire Ramparts, Blood Furnace, and Shattered Halls, a raid, McTheridan's Lure, and a world boss which can only be accessed with Flying Doom Lord Kazak. Those are many reasons for a level cap player to be active in what is technically your starter zone for the expansion. If you ever had an issue with ganking in Classic, you can multiply this by 10, and that's how things are going to look in TBC. Not even just at the start of the expansion either. I expect this to go on for months and months, potentially the duration of the entire thing. And TBC gives us more reasons to go out in the world than Classic ever did as well, and far more regularly at that. What do you leave your major city for in Classic? For the majority of people, farm gold, world buff, and raids. That's it really. In TBC we have dailies, which are, as the name suggests, daily, and many people will be completing those.
I feel like there's not much daily at the start, right? It's after. Yeah, but there's not much daily. It's like patch after patch, there are more. I'm excited as well for TBC.
And various rewards that they give. Now, I should point out that dailies are very unlikely to be in the game from launch, and the first batch of them will likely come with phase 2 of TBC, and that's just based upon the actual content pacing of TBC itself here. But with dailies, you go to a zone, and they're pretty much all kill and gather type quests, your usual MMO affairs really. And that creates a competition between Alliance and Horde players, or even competition in your own faction. So whether you are a minority faction on your server, Horde or Alliance, PvP realms look like they're going to be quite a struggle. I mean, sure, there's PvP on PvP servers, but you have to understand by now there's no rule set, there's no hidden code of honor. People don't just go out of their way to engage you in PvP, but if you've seen the extent people go to dispel world buffs in Classic, then you can bet people will literally do anything within their power to annoy or cause inconvenience. Strange really, it's as if they see people transferring off PvP servers as a win, but then there's less people.
Yeah, but there's nothing to dispel in TBC. That's the good, one of the really good thing about TBC, man. And that's one of the really bad thing about the Classic, the buff, man. So how cool is this? Whenever you die, you don't care. You know what I mean? You don't give a shit. Okay, you care about the Reaper cost, but beside that, you didn't lose any buff or anything like this.
To annoy, they slowly kill their own enjoyment of the game. On top of all this, we have flying, which means if little Jimmy gets...
Bro, I had so much fun back then farming my stuff for my mount. I had so much fun. You know, at some point, whenever you find an eggs, if I remember, eggs is a lot of repetition, right? So I had so much fun, man. It was. I wish at some point we're gonna play a new game and you know, I'll be hyped like this. I'm still hyped for TBC, but I played so many times on private server and back then. So.
Home from school after getting.
But don't get me wrong, I'm super excited.
Fancies a nice 8-hour ganking session to make up for it. That's going to be extremely easy to do. Artisan flying is 280% speed. Remember, there is no getting away from that without your own equally fast mount. I don't know how many different ways people will come up with creative ways to be annoying, but ganking is one of those ways which I can almost say will be a certainty, as well as the open world resources and world objectives. PvP servers are going to be absolutely brutal in TBC for sure, and some people will be into that. Best of luck to them, but I'd be pretty wary if you're in a minority faction at the moment. In fact, as a person who currently plays Alliance on a Horde majority PvP server, and who is going to be continuing to play Alliance in TBC, I don't see a scenario where I would willingly remain on a PvP server with the knowledge that I am in the minority and expect the increased levels of activity in the open world for all zones.
Who is this guy? Does he stream? Oh, he does.
For the entire duration of the expansion really. It's not that I don't mind a bit of world PvP, especially the group versus group stuff, but if I'm going to have to enter an open world battleground every time I go to Sketis or the Neverwing Shelf, that doesn't really sound like my cup of tea. I remember Terran Mail versus South Shore.
Payo, you are in wrong lair in ZG.
After a few days.
Wait, are you trolling me, bro? Wait, Payo, you are in wrong lair. Are you kidding me, bro? Man, what the fuck is this shit, man?
Sure, those two things aren't on the same scale, but it's going to be the same kind of spirit behind the activity, isn't it? And to top it off, in TBC, there is no reprieve from the open world PvP like we had with Battlegrounds coming early in Classic. I think PvE servers are going to see a huge number of transfers, if not pre-launch, then shortly after people get a feeling firsthand of TBC PvE.
Yeah, it's true, bro. Okay, yo, what's up, Bouquet? Thanks for the prime 15 months. Guys, can we all say what's up to Bouquet? Guys, he needs attention. He got dumped like a year ago. And he still didn't get over it. Feels bad.
PvP servers. And because of the smaller landmass, massive population, and huge resource competition for every zone, I expect layering, a lot of layering. More layers than we saw in Classic for sure. I think my server had between 4 to 6 early on. Even now, my server's still locked and has 2 layers. And now, for all intents and purposes, it's a bit of a content drought in Classic whilst we wait for Phase 5 and AQ to be announced. TBC, no exaggeration, could be layered for the entire expansion. Well, I guess that's what Doomlord Kazakh and Doomwalkers then, isn't it? I think if Classic is anything to go by, that it's been a lot more...
Bro, there's no way, sadly, man, TBC. Or just maybe make more server and less population in it. I will down to see that, bro, to be honest. I will rather see one server, they do make more server, less population, and no layer, than having like a fucking huge server with a shitload of layer in it. You guys feel me?
More than a brief nostalgia trip that so many expected it to be, despite how wonky it is with its lackluster specs, world buff metas, and so on.
I know they won't.
It's still hugely popular. There is clearly a demand for this kind of old school MMO, and TBC just has more to do in terms of dailies,
you guys feel me?
reputations for keys, heroic, the rewards,
I just like more recognized people in the game than having more people, but the layer, like it doesn't make sense. But they need to do something all layering. I don't feel like playing on a game. I will play no matter what, but it will be sad to have like 5 or 6 layer on TBC, and that's what I think is gonna happen.
Tabards, more mounts, and so on. A much more expanded endgame, basically.
Sadly.
I think it will retain an even larger volume of players once the dust settles. It's just, given everything I've just said, how on earth will it cope with a sheer volume of players? Will Blizzard really take the number of returning players seriously this time? And how will things look on PvP servers then, compared to now? Let's hope Blizzard puts some serious consideration into it and does its best to get it right, because it's going to be a massive challenge. In any event, we have a while left in Classic, I'm sure. Just had this on my mind, so I wanted to give it a little talk over. Let me know your thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video very soon. If you like what you see, give the video a like and subscribe. Take care, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.